Welcome back to Real Family Secrets. Grab your snacks, get comfortable. The people in these stories had every chance to behave themselves. They just chose wrong. Drop a comment and be sure to subscribe. You're going to love it here. My name is Celeste Rowan. For 4 years, my mother told our entire congregation that I'd abandoned my family. What she never told anyone was that I'd spent those same 4 years trying, formally and repeatedly, to disappear from a business she refused to let me leave. I grew up in a tight-knit Baptist congregation outside Mobile, Alabama, where my mother, Ruth Rowan, wasn't just a member. She was practically an institution. Deacon's wife, choir director, the woman everyone called when they needed a casserole or a prayer chain started. My father had built a modest but steady construction supply business, Rowan Building Materials, over 30 years. When he passed, the company passed to my mother, and on paper, to me and my 2 brothers equally. A decision made quickly, in grief, without much discussion. I'd never wanted to run a hardware supply company. I'd studied graphic design, built a small freelance career I loved, and had zero interest in inventory management or contractor accounts. I told my mother this, gently, about 6 months after Dad's funeral. I'd like to sign my shares over. I don't want to be involved in the business side. I just want to focus on my own work. You can't just walk away from your father's legacy, Ruth said. Family doesn't quit on family. I'm not quitting on family, I told her. I'm quitting on a job I never wanted. Those are different things. She didn't see it that way. Over the following months, whenever I brought it up again, she'd redirect, deflect, tell me we'd sort out the paperwork eventually. Eventually never came. So I did what anyone would do. I wrote a formal letter, certified mail, return receipt requested, requesting my shares be bought out or transferred, effective within 30 days, as outlined in the original partnership documents my father had drafted. 2 weeks later, the envelope came back, stamped in red ink, refused, not unclaimed, not undeliverable, refused. My mother had gone to the post office counter herself, seen my name on that envelope, and told the clerk out loud that she would not accept it. I sat with that rejection for a long time before deciding what to do next. I sent a second letter, 6 months later, through an actual attorney this time. Same result, refused. By then, I'd stopped calling home as often. Not out of anger, exactly, but out of a kind of exhaustion that made ordinary conversation feel impossible while this unresolved thing sat between us. Meanwhile, according to my aunt, who still called occasionally, my mother had started a different story at church. Celeste doesn't call. Celeste doesn't visit. I don't know what happened to my daughter. She just abandoned this family when your father passed. She cried about it at the women's prayer breakfast, apparently. The same woman who'd refused 2 certified letters at a post office counter in front of witnesses was telling an entire congregation I'd walked away first. I let it go for almost 2 years. Then my youngest brother Desmond, who'd been quietly running the day-to-day operations, called me with a problem that changed everything. The business is in trouble, Celeste, he said. We need to refinance the loan on the warehouse, and the bank needs unanimous shareholder sign-off. That includes you. I've tried twice to remove myself as a shareholder, I said, formally. Certified mail. Both times, Mom refused the letters. Desmond went quiet. She never told us that. I have the green receipt cards to prove it, I said. Both of them. Dated, refused. Desmond arranged a family meeting, the first one in nearly 3 years, where all of us were actually in the same room. I brought the certified mail receipts. I brought copies of both letters. I laid them on my mother's own dining table. I want everyone here to understand something, I said. I did not abandon this family. I tried twice, formally in writing, to step back from a business I never wanted to run, and both times Mom refused to even accept the letter. My mother's face went through something complicated. Denial first, then a kind of cornered stillness as my brothers looked at the dated receipts in front of them. I thought if I just held on to your shares, you'd come back eventually, Ruth said quietly. I thought you needed time, not an exit. You didn't give me time, I said. You gave everyone else a story about me abandoning this family while refusing the actual paperwork that would have let me leave honestly. The room was silent for a long moment. My oldest brother, Wallace, finally spoke. She told the whole congregation you'd cut us off, Celeste. People had been asking me for years why you never call. Now you know why, I said. We resolved the shareholder issue that afternoon, with an actual attorney present this time, ensuring my withdrawal was processed correctly and couldn't be refused or ignored again. My mother apologized, eventually, in her own reluctant way, though it took months before she corrected the story at church. I still don't call as often as she'd like. Some rifts, even after the truth comes out, don't fully close just because the facts finally line up. I run my design studio now, fully independent, no shares in anyone's warehouse or loan agreements. Desmond runs the business with Wallace, and it's doing fine, better even, without the quiet resentment of an unwilling shareholder tangled into every major decision. If this story moved you, subscribe for more real family stories and tell us in the comments, could you forgive a parent for a lie like that?
In a Uber, wrist on cruise, no pressure. Your girls in the back row laughing at my gesture. You said you're done with the drama, prove you better. Told you save me one dance, I'll match your tempo, measure for measure. You walk in, whole room, lean your waist, silk dress, low bass, DJ press play. You say you only came out for a little escape, but the way you move said you needed this break. Talking about your week, how they drain your time. Are you tired of the boys that don't read your mind? Told you, cock out, let me set that vibe. Let your phone die out, let your shoulders unwind. You said you hate when a man just flex. All talk, no touch, just ego and text. I ain't here tryna sell you a dream, just a backbeat, hand on your waist on the beat in between. If you feel what I feel, don't fight that rush. Let your guard come down when our body brush. Let me be your all switch tonight. Turn your worries down low, turn your body up right. You ain't gotta clock it, girl, you sign off life. I'ma keep your word on mute while your smile's on high. Let me be your playlist, your late night drive. Every little note in your post sideline. We can write a hook with the way you say my name. If you give me that chance, I won't play that game.
Look, you got your own bag, you don't need my chain. You just need one space where you feel no strain. You don't care about views, you don't chase no fame. You just want one touch that don't feel the same. You like jokes in the car more than posts online. Say you love real talk more than corny lines. You the type make a man put his phone on face down so he don't miss one look on your face. We don't need a label for the way this feels. We can keep it grown, keep it all too real. No countdown, no promise we can keep. Just you leaning on me when the room too deep. If your friends wanna leave, let them call that right. We can take one more song, let the night decide. Let me be your all switch tonight. Turn your worries down low, turn your body up right. You ain't gotta clock in, girl, you signed off life. I'ma keep your word on mute while your smile's on high. Let me be your playlist, your late night drive. Every little note in your post sideline. You can take the lead, I can move in time. Long as you don't dim what I see in your eyes. Car door open, you don't wanna go yet. Lip gloss faded, perfume on my chest. You say text me when you get back safe. Told you next time we don't rush this pace. Save your name with a heart and a flame on the side. Cause you feel like home with a wild inside.